point, I completely lost connection to the drone. I was on the ground, staring at the remote controller, seeing nothing but black screen. And while I was down there seeing absolutely none of what was going on, I guess this happened. Yeah, pretty bad crash, and especially considering the fact that the drone was on a cliff several hundred feet above where I was, and I was getting dark. Yeah, there was no way in hell it would have been possible or safe for me to get up there and rescue it. But we did, which I think warrants a bit of an explanation. So at this point, I thought it wouldn't be safe or legal for me to go up there and get the drone at any time, so I pretty much threw in the towel until I started looking at some maps. First, the DJI Go flight path map. This allowed me to basically go into a satellite view and see everywhere the drone had flown during that flight, including where it stopped, which I assumed was most likely to be the drone's final resting place. Then, just because why not, I decided to look at a trail map and see if there was any trail in the area that would get me even remotely close to where the drone had crashed. And to my pleasant surprise, there was actually a trail that went pretty much right past it. That was incredibly lucky because it meant that I could get very close to the drone and hopefully retrieve it, but it was also kind of a double-edged sword because while it was convenient for me, it also meant there was a lot of likelihood that someone else could have found the drone on their own. And even if I managed to recover the drone, at that point it would already have withstood plenty of snow, rain, and ice. So there was a very slim likelihood that it would work afterwards. But I still decided to go back the next weekend and try and rescue it to at least get the footage that I had from that night that I lost on the micro SD card in the drone. My first attempt was actually completely unsuccessful because I showed up just to find out that the trail was closed due to ice making it a safety concern. Great. Ice. Luckily, I was staying in town and it warmed up that weekend, so I was able to go back the next day when the trail had reopened and send it to hopefully get the drone back. The trail was short, but it was very rocky and overgrown, making it quite technical of a hike, which I like. This big rock with the ropes on it is pretty much the final viewpoint for most hikers because it doesn't appear at this point that the trail goes any further, and that's what I thought at first as well. But when I consulted the trail map that I had downloaded earlier, I saw that the trail seemed to continue further past this big rock, closer to where the drone could be. And this last section of the trail is where things started to get dicey. It was incredibly overgrown, and it was clear that it hadn't been maintained in months or even years. Bushes were growing over from either side of the trail in such a way that to get through, I pretty much had to put my head down and my arms up and just push through. So at this point, I'm pretty much getting ready to turn around. As you know, the trail that I took to get here was fine until the last, probably less than a quarter mile, 0.1 miles probably, was unbelievably overgrown. It's super clear they haven't maintained it in months or even years, so I don't know what the hell's up with that. But it was a painful experience, and to make it worse, I had to cut through a little part of the woods off the trail here, which is obviously not maintained at all. Needless to say, I'm very tired, very scratched up. My jacket's scratched up, my sweater's got holes in it, probably my bag is scratched up. And I made it to this rock, which on the GPS is where the drone was last seen. So I come over here, I'm chilling, and I'm looking at this in front of me. The drone's in there somewhere, so I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna find it. And then I'm about to turn around. I look down. Look! Right in front of me. So obviously, it's been raining and snowing here for the last week or so. I can see the drone's a little wet. It's pretty scratched up. It's even got some ice on it, it seems. So it's probably screwed.
There's no way this works. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's not a big rescue and we get the drone back. But how sick is that? We got it. That doesn't get you to like this video. I don't know what I can do for you, dude.
Yeah, I still can't believe that I actually managed to spot this thing. It was a total needle in a haystack situation. I was literally looking at my phone at the trail map and at where the drone would be, and looking at this dense shrubbery in front of me, thinking there's no way in hell I'm gonna see or be able to grab this thing. When I pretty much put my phone down, looked in front of me, and realized I was looking straight at it. It was a little ridiculous.
All right, so I'm hiking out now, and although the drone is most likely completely screwed from rain and snow and ice, not functional at all, the SD card's in it, so I can show you the footage that I got at sunset almost a week ago. Enjoy.